Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're doing version 2 of the 1 OCP round trip build for the Rebel. And this time we're going to delve into the Dragon Plate armor set, particularly the green Dragon Plate. I like this because it actually gives long range damage, but at the same time it's also agi based, which is obviously for the Rebel and the round trip build. It's really a lot of a stat build is really based around agility. So first, obviously, we're still running the Circlet of Time for the Rebel. Attack 15 per 2 refines, attack speed plus 2% per 3 refines, and 20% round trip and vanishing buster damage per 3 refines. Now, you also get 5% long range damage for 4 refines, and obviously we're not going to talk about the plus 11 because we are at plus 7. What's important is to get the round trip damage and the long range damage. Now we got int 1, temporal dex jewel level 2, does say bow damage, but obviously I'm not sure if it's long range damage. You get hit, you get additional attack percentage for it. Nothing really special. Next we have the green Dragon Plate. This is craftable through the Abyss Dungeon stuff. Agility plus 12, HP SP plus 10%. You get 2% long range physical damage per 2 refines. You get 7% dragon damage per 3 refines. At plus 11, you get 10% damage to medium and large size monsters, which is good, and additional 0.2 second FCT reduction. Now we have everything comboed. So def plus 50, mdef plus 8 when it's with the dragon scale hood and the boots. You get 4% attack speed per 15 base agi, and dragon's shot. Basically this procs if you're getting attacked physically. So you get additional 10% long range damage for 10 seconds, and if you have 120 agi like the one I have right now, you get that gives you an additional 10% long range damage. So like I said, it's pretty good, but if you get everything to plus 33, you get 20% more attack speed and 25% more ACD reduction, which is very important, especially the ACD side. And we have the Porcello card here for additional 25 attack, just a good generic physical card, especially for the Rebel class. Next, the Dragon Scale Hood, def plus 20, mdef plus 2, yada yada yada. Plus 7, you get 2% reduction from dragon monsters. At plus 9, you get a chance to proc to get 2000 HP per second for 3 seconds when you're attacked physically or magically. And at plus 11, you get 3% more damage less damage from dragon monsters. And obviously we have the Menblat card here still for additional 1% long range damage per 10 base dex, so that's plus 13% for me since I'm at 130 dex stat. And the dragon scale boots, additional SP, additional attack speed, VCT reduction, plus 7, you get 2% less damage from dragon monsters, sort of the same as the hood, but for the plus 9 it's 500 SP for every second for 3 seconds when you get attacked physical or magical. And the same thing for plus 11, additional 3% damage reduction from dragons. Now we have the white Porcello card here that combos with the Porcello card that we have on the armor. Attack plus 20, additional 10 with the Porcello card, and plus 1 attack for the every upgrade of the shoe, so that's plus 11. Next, the Illusion Booster R, attack speed plus 5%. We get Fatal, attack speed, Expert Archer 5 for the 10% long range damage. And of course the gold Scaraba card for additional 20 attack. Just a good physical accessory card, you know. Now we're basically doubling up. This is just the left side, Illusion Booster, same enchants, 10% long range damage, and obviously still the gold Scaraba card. And of course we are still running the same weapon, the Lust Crusher. As I said in the last video, you don't have to do plus 11 on here, just plus 9 is sort of enough. Plus 7, you get 10% long range damage round trip. I was actually wrong, you actually just need plus 7, because at plus 9 you get the Fire Rain cooldown reduction. Plus 11, the round trip damage only triggers with Fire Rain, so no point. You get Archer Skeleton card here, plus 10% long range damage. We've got 2 of them, so you know, obviously 20%. And obviously Demon's Familiar, all stats plus 10. And when comboed with a Lust Crusher, you get 200 attack and 200 M attack, which is a nice cheap OCP if you're running a Sin weapon, especially if you're on the budget, you know, just to give you that little bit of oomph in terms of the additional damage. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of a damage test on this thing, see how effective it is, or how not, I guess. Alright, here we are at the eggs. Armor piercing bullet still. So we're doing about 165 to about 175,000, which is sort of the same as version 1. Next is the fire egg. With freezing bullet. So we're doing about 220 to about 240,000 damage, which is sort of lower than version 1. Oh. Alright guys, that concludes our testing for, again, version 2 of the round trip rebel build, well, budget build. And I gotta say, it's pretty underwhelming. To be honest, the dragon plates haven't worked well for a lot of builds, just because I think the armor is already pretty good, you know, just the initial stats of the armor, but the mantle or the hood and the boots are actually pretty underwhelming. You might actually get away with this if you just run the armor just before the additional agi and you know, the size damage, the long range damage, all that. That's pretty good, but if you're actually going to run it with a set, yeah, be prepared for some underwhelming results. So I would still recommend version 1 just because it's a lot cheaper to make. The dragon plates are a lot harder to make and a lot more expensive in a sense, although they are getting a lot more support from the sinful gear from the Thanatos Tower, the accessories. I just chose not to run them just because, you know, it only gives an additional attack percentage. You're better off running the illusion booster if you have the expert archer enchant, just for the 5% and then 10% long range damage. So I hope this gives you a good idea of the potential of this build, and if you don't really want to run it, hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time.